Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television talk show where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 1 p.m. as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. It's always such a fun ride. You can find us syndicated on Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast now on the newscasters.com. Continue sending emails as well, Donna@donnasedge.com. That's Donna@donnasedge.com. And we're, again, on all the social media sites, facebook.com/DFiesel, the whole works. Thank you so much for your emails. I have AP Stedham with me right now. He is our sports guy. He's always on the go. And he's got exclusive coverage of the SEC. And I'm telling you, folks are sending emails as well with Clemson and South Carolina and even North Carolina. I mean, we're getting all those folks up this way. So you're going to have to really extend yourself and go worldwide, AP, as if you haven't already.
Yeah, we're going to be on the road, Don. I think it's 15 straight weeks. And this particular weekend, my first SEC game, and I guess we can mention this, is South Carolina and Virginia Tech at a neutral site in Atlanta at the Chick-fil-A Classic. And that's on the Sunday afternoon game, Don. That's on the 31st. So South Carolina with Lenora Sellers and company trying to make another leap in the program. They were successful last year, on the cusp, being one of those 12 teams in the college football playoff. They have Dylan Stewart on the edge, great defensive edge rusher for South Carolina. So Virginia Tech, big storyline there, Don, is, the coach, the Beamers, they were all associated with Virginia Tech. The dad played there. Shane played there. So now he's coaching against his dad's team and his former team. So the Hokies from Virginia Tech and the Gamecocks of South Carolina, it's a little family feud there, all in good nature, though.
That's always good nature.
Yeah, because that's their alma mater.
Too. Family feuds are fun. So, what do you think the outcome of the game is going to be, and what do they need to do to make a win?
South Carolina, they have the edge. I think they're a more dynamic team offensively, and with Lenora Sellers, one of the better quarterbacks in the country. So, Don, if you just maintain possession and Lenore is able to find his receivers and he'll make plays as a dual threat quarterback as well, South Carolina should be fine. They should be on the W end of that score, have the winning edge that game. So it'll be something for the SEC to compete against the ACC. And that's what we call pendulum games, because it affects not only you as an individual member of the SEC, but it bodes well for your conference to be another Power 4 conference, and Virginia Tech is in the Atlantic Coast Conference, so that's good for them.
And you got to interview the quarterback too. Any insight on his personality? And
Norris is a very low-key player, low-key personality, Donna, and he has command of the huddle, and I believe he's going to get better. When you watch somebody play, Donna, normally they're on the ascent the next year, unless they have a different coordinator. They're injured. They don't have the personnel to support them. So my projection is that the North will be just as good or better this year.
What I noticed about his personality, some people, they've got this confidence and they're kind of almost to the point of obnoxious about it. But he has a quiet confidence. And those are the surprisers. Those, to me, are the ones who are the most successful because you don't know what they're thinking.
No, that's right. That's right. Still waters run deep. So, but he's very highly thought of by opposing coaches and teams. And I know Shane Beamer, he wants to be just a little bit better this year. He wants to contend for that college football playoff 12-team berth. He wants to be one of those 12 teams.
Well, we're really excited because this Saturday brings a lot of games. And I know we've been talking a lot about, Alabama Crimson Crimson Tide
Right.
and Florida State University. What do you think the outcome of that one's going to be?
Yeah, Alabama, if they can defend Thomas Castellanos, he's a dual threat quarterback. Don, he played at Central Florida originally, then Boston College a couple of years, now at Florida State. But the merger of Gus Malzahn, who was his head coach at Central Florida, coming to Florida State. Gus Malzahn, he likes to have a dual threat quarterback, and it makes it very difficult for the defense. So if Alabama's defense can contend with him and Ty Simpson, the name starter for Alabama at the quarterback position, get the ball to his receivers because he has an excellent group that with that unit. If he gets the ball to those receivers, and they're playing in Tallahassee, it's on the road, his very first start for the Crimson Tide. So it's a big test because Mike Norvell and company, they're trying to reestablish themselves. Done it 2 years ago. I mean, they were right in there to be in the college football playoff. They went undefeated, and there was a set of circumstances they didn't make the playoffs. But last year was horrific for them, Donovan. They just went. They couldn't win a game, and he struggled offensively, defensively. So this is huge for Florida State, and we know it's big for Alabama because anytime you're the head coach of Alabama, you're playing a football game. Like Gene Stallings used to say, if you don't think they're big, just lose one and find out. Yeah, they're all important. Yeah. So, but if Alabama, they'll be the favorite. If they maintain possession, I always use that phrase because, Donna, we can't predict. If you give the ball away 4 times to the other team, I can't predict it. You can't predict it. And that changes the outcome. So if everything is equal, Alabama maintains possession, they should win that ball game. Is it going to be double digits? I don't know because it's on the road and it's the first time for Ty Simpson to start. Although he did play on the road a couple years ago at South Florida. He was inserted into the lineup and they won that game. They barely squeaked by the South Florida team down there in Tampa. But Alabama's the favorite, should win the game.
My son Brad reminds me of you a lot. I mean, this guy bleeds college football. So he did have a question for you. And his question, he said, next time you talk to AP, find out what his thoughts are on this. And this is, do you think referees actually have more power than people think they have when it comes to the outcome of a game?
The referees, Donna, they're reacting to the play on the field. Mm-hmm. It's like when you discuss the quarterback position, you say the coach selected this individual. Well, he's watching all the people compete. They're really determining the outcome. He's making the decision. So it's the same with the officials. He's watching the team compete and how they act. And if they do something that's illegal, they have to express a decision. Mm-hmm. So that's what I would say when it comes to power. Yes, they have a lot of power. If they see somebody holding, they're going to call it. If they see somebody with a pass interference, offense or defense, they're going to call it. So yes, they have a lot of power. But Donna, in a perfect world, they don't have to blow their whistle all day if nobody commits a penalty. Mm-hmm. They're just watching the game like you and I, except they're on the field.
Yeah, we're yelling and screaming at the TV set.
Right.
But one thing that gives them a little more power is they can see things the camera can't see because they got boots on the ground.
That's right. They're right up close, and they're trying to be in the proper position, which is critical for an official. They're trying to keep up with those wide receivers and tight ends and running backs moving on down the field at high speeds, so they can have the best angle to make the call, have the decision on that play.
Those guys can't win for losing because they're either the best thing that ever happened to a team or the worst thing that ever happened to a team. So
right,
no one can agree.
Right, and there is judgment in the calls. There is judgment in the calls. I mean, that is a power that they possess. They have to identify the potential infraction and then determine if there is an illegal action by the other team.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Arkansas and Alabama A&M.
Right. Alabama A&M has a brand new coach, Sam Shade. He played at the University of Alabama, played in the pros. Sam was on that team that won the 1992 championship. He was the head coach of Miles last year. His team made the playoffs in that level, and he won the conference. So Sam's a good coach. They're starting out at A&M, Alabama A&M, but this is Arkansas's game, Donna. They have better talent. Taylor Green is the quarterback in the Bobby Petrino system. Bobby Petrino is the OC at Arkansas now. He was the former head coach. So Arkansas, they're looking to win this game big. It's a home opener for them, and they're trying to have a good start to their season. Sam Pittman, it's a hot seat up there at Arkansas. So yes, they need to win this game in style and double digits, and you want to see them not have any turnovers. I keep mentioning turnovers, but you want to see somebody being efficient on offense and fast and attacking the other team's offense on defense, good special teams, and you want to have what's known as a clean game. Yeah.
You got Florida State playing also on Saturday.
Yeah, Florida State and Alabama. Florida State and Alabama, like I said, Alabama's the favorite. They maintain possession of the football. They'll be fine.
Florida Gators.
Oh, Florida. Yeah, who's Florida? Who's Florida? Do you have that listing for Florida, Donna?
LIU.
Oh, Long Island University. Yeah. Ron Cooper is the coach
Long
of
Island University.
Right, Long Island University. So making the big trip from New York. So their coach is Ron Cooper. Ron's been in college football many years, head coach, assistant. He was assistant at Alabama and other places. So, I mean, this is a Florida team. They're looking to have their quarterback, DJ Lagway. He's very talented, Donna, but he's injury prone. So this is the type of game that, as I described, the Arkansas-Alabama A&M game. You're trying to have a clean game, good special teams, maintain possession of the ball, the receivers catching the ball, the running backs and the offensive line in harmony, opening up big holes that they can have a lot of yardage. And you're trying to escape this game without any injuries and a big win for your team at home to get the fans excited for the next week, really.
Now that's going to be I think there could be a surprise out of that one. Maybe I'm overthinking. But Kentucky Wildcats in Toledo.
Yeah, Kentucky, Donna, who was Kentucky's opponent? You have that listed there?
Toledo.
Oh, Toledo. You know, Toledo's one of those teams, Donna. They have beaten an SEC team before, believe it or not. Yeah, they have beaten Arkansas, I think, one time. That's what I know of. And they've had a championship way back when Nick Saban was there for 1 year. They won the MAC conference with Toledo. But Kentucky, Calzada, the transfer from Texas A&M, you know, he beat Alabama a few years back, but that's the quarterback now. So Kentucky flourished with offensively. They need to be better offensively down at Kentucky this year. They have struggled. They've had a transfer quarterback for the last 4 to 5 years, let's say. So here's another transfer quarterback, played in the SEC, has had a big game beating Alabama down at College Station, Texas, and for Texas A&M. So Kentucky, you're looking for them to show some promise with that offense, that new staff, that part of the staff and the quarterback. So, but don't sleep on a team like Toledo. The MAC, they have good football players and good teams in that league.
Well, I've seen, and you have too, high-ranked teams think, well, it's just a little team. We'll party at a little bit later tonight before the game and lose it. So, I mean, you should never take any of it for granted. I mean, anything could happen. Let's talk, before we go into a commercial break, a little bit extended, but let's go ahead and talk anyway. And this is Georgia Bulldogs and Marshall.
Yeah, Georgia Bulldogs, Donna, like I said last year, they won the conference really in spite of themselves. They dropped the most passes, their wide receivers, their rushing attack was in the 90 or below all year, but they still won the conference, made the playoffs. So look for improved point of attack rushing from Georgia. Much better receiver, Zachariah Branch. Watch out for him, the USC transfer, speedy wide receiver, special teams person. So watch out for Zachariah Branch. Gunnar Stockton is going to be the starter now. He came in, he was a reserve last year, but had to come on board when Carson Beck was injured, did some nice things. We're going to find out about him and the Georgia offense. Defensively, they're always sound. They're always sound defensively. Marshall, their coach, he was the running back coach one time at Alabama. But he was. So I think I'm not sure if he's still there. But anyway, Marshall, they've upset teams in the past. But I don't think that's going to happen against Georgia.
Well, just never take anything for granted. That's all we know to say. Let's go into a commercial break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Happy show. We're already going. Queen City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer
yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. We're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Television Talk Show, AP As We See It, AP Stedham As We See It. AP, what's going on with the show? I know you're just all over the place with that as well.
Yeah, we have an interesting guest, our retired Lieutenant General Rich Clark. He's the executive director of the college football playoffs. He sat down with us for a couple of segments. We're really excited. He had a lot of new information about the college football playoffs. I think people will learn quite a bit if they can listen to this interview, and we're going to have somebody discuss the Syracuse-Tennessee game. We're going to discuss that in a moment, but from the Syracuse perspective. So those are our two guests, and then I'm going to give some highlights about all these SEC teams playing opening weekend. But Donna, I just wanted to go back to that Marshall team. They beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame a couple of years ago. So I'm sure the Georgia coaches are bringing that up, that they beat Notre Dame at South Bend. So
they like to bring those things up, you know that.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you also about, okay, so we've got, I don't think we mentioned the Ole Miss Rebels and Georgia State.
Right. Yeah, we haven't discussed Ole Miss. Now, Ole Miss has that quarterback. He's very smart down. I think he might even graduated from Ole Miss at this point, or he's close to graduation, but he's very smart. A left-handed quarterback, new starter, Willie Sims, I believe his name is. Austin Simmons, I think his name is. Yeah, Austin Simmons, I think his name. But anyway, good young quarterback. but he's new. He's new to the system. He played last year, had a good drive against Georgia, but Ole Miss, offensively, they're normally very good with Lane Kiffin. That's his specialty. So, but Georgia State, once again, they upset Tennessee years ago. So don't sleep on anybody, Donna. Don't sleep on anybody. But Ole Miss, they're trying to get to the playoffs. They came up short last year. They were beaten by a Kentucky team who had only one win, and that was at Oxford. So Ole Miss cannot sleep on anybody.
Absolutely. Then you got South Carolina, Virginia Tech.
Yeah, South Carolina, Virginia Tech, we talked about that, but Lenora Sellers, everybody is really watching him because if he has a good season, probably South Carolina is going to be successful.
Yeah, South Carolina, of course, they're making big waves, and so is Clemson University.
Yeah, Clemson plays LSU, Donna. That's another pendulum swinging game. The SEC with LSU, the ACC with Clemson. Clemson's the favorite in that conference. LSU, the Tigers. Clemson, the Tigers. LSU, Death Valley. Clemson, Death Valley. So it's a battle of the Death Valleys and the Tigers. And so Garrett Nussmeier leads the LSU Tigers. Outstanding quarterback, probably a Heisman Trophy candidate. Cade Klubnik, outstanding quarterback. Clemson, Heisman Trophy candidate. This game, Donna, could come down to the kicker, could come down to a turnover. I mean, it should be tight. It shouldn't be a runaway on either side. If it is, then somebody had a bad game, meaning, you dropped the ball, you threw some interceptions, and that's always, you have to give credit to the other team, of course. Maybe they hit you hard and you dropped the ball, or maybe you just fumbled the ball. But interceptions, that's something that they don't hand those out. You have to earn those interceptions and turnovers, that type of thing. Or maybe there's a punt return or kickoff return, some long touchdown runs, people miss tackles. But it should be a back and forth type of game.
Those are the ones I love the most.
Oh, yeah, competitive, yeah.
You just don't have a clue who's going to win it. So who has the best kicker of the two?
I'm not sure about that. But, Donna, one thing I did want to mention in all these games we're discussing, you have to coach well. You have to make the right decisions because it's so competitive. The talent is fairly equal. So even in the kicking game, as you mentioned, who has the best kicker? I'm not positive at this point. And like I tell you, kickers all the time, it's that day, that moment. You could have the better kicker, but that day they missed the kick. It happens. I mean, I've seen it. But you have to make the right decisions. Say your kicker. Maybe it's at the end of the game and it's 4th and 1, and you have the option to try a 50-yard field goal. Are you going to go for it on 4th and 1 or try the 50-yard field goal? So you have to make the right decisions as a head coach and as a staff. It's very important nowadays. You're earning your money. I can tell you that right now, Donna. You are.
Well, both my granddads used to say, you know what, a kicker on a football team is very much like farming. It's going to depend on the wind that day.
That's right. Yeah, the weather could be a factor.
Pardon?
Yeah, could be a factor. Weather could be a factor.
You never know. You never know.
Yes.
Carolina Gamecocks, Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Carolina Gamecocks. Okay. How about Tennessee Volunteers and Syracuse?
Yeah, good ball game. That's all orange, right? Right, Donna? Tennessee orange and Syracuse orange. So Tennessee new quarterback Joey Aguilar, the transfer from Appalachian State. That's where he played for a couple years or so. He transferred and was at UCLA for about 5 minutes before they swapped quarterbacks. Nico Yamilava transferred from Tennessee to UCLA. So new quarterback Joey Aguilar. That believe it or not, that might be an upgrade from the quarterback play last year if Joey Aguilar improves. He has a tendency to throw some interceptions, but he's capable. He's played some good football for Appalachian State. Syracuse down, they have a transfer starter as well. Steve Angeli, he was at Notre Dame. He wasn't the starter, but he's a good quarterback, and he earned the position. He beat out a transfer from LSU. So you have two transfer quarterbacks playing in the Dome in Atlanta, Georgia, and that game is on a Saturday, the 30th. And I'm going to have somebody there covering that game. So be lookout for some of the videos we provide after that game on our YouTube channel, or they're going to be tagged at AP as we see it. But that's another game. SEC, ACC, pendulum game is important not only for Tennessee, but for the SEC. It's important for Syracuse and also the ACC. But Fran Brown, it was the assistant at Georgia, done an excellent job, won 10 games at Syracuse last year. Of course, we know Josh Heupel, excellent coach. I don't know if his team's as good this year. Last year they depended on the run. Dylan Sampson was a good runner, but plus their defense. I'm not sure if their defense is as good or they have a running back uh, with a similar type ability as the running back from last year. So, but a competitive game should go back and forth unless one team is stumbling and fumbling with the ball.
There you go. Could be another nail biter.
Yeah.
Texas Longhorns and Ohio State.
Oh my gosh, Donna. That's one of the bigger opening games that we've seen in a while because Texas was in the playoffs. Ohio State was in the playoffs, won the national championship. They played each other in the Cotton Bowl in the playoffs. It was an excellent ball game. Ohio State took command at the end in winning the ball game, but Arch Manning, the new starting quarterback for Texas, Julian Sayin, the Alabama transfer, starting for the first time for Ohio State, two young quarterbacks with not a lot of experience, and I think Texas is the slight favorite, Donna. And we're going to find out that game. But when you're a slight favorite, the game can go either way because they're similar type talent. Ohio State recruits nationally. Texas recruits not only in the state of Texas, which is 1,000 high schools are still playing football, but nationally as well. So this is the marquee game of the day, the Big Ten with Ohio State versus Texas of the SEC, another pendulum swinging game for both conferences. So yeah, that should be fantastic. And it's an early game, Don. I believe that's 11 o'clock Central, I believe.
Absolutely. Vanderbilt and CSU.
Yeah, Vanderbilt, they're looking to continue their winning ways with Diego Pavia and company. Eli Stowers. Yeah, see Eli Stowers, the tight end, one of the best in the country. So that's a great combination for them. Clark Lee is the coach. He does not want to overlook anybody. And last year they lost, I think, to Georgia State. So I think they got that team's their schedule again. And if they do the circle, but they do not want to overlook anybody. So they want to win this ball game. Yeah,
absolutely. And then one more: Texas A&M and UTSA.
Right, that's Texas San Antonio. Yes, Texas A&M. Mike Elko did a very good job last year and returning to their winning ways in College Station. He's a defensive oriented coach, likes to run the football. He's playing a team within the state. So you know that they're the type of player, San Antonio, Texas team, UTSA, they had some players probably that wanted to attend and be recruited by A&M that were not. So they're highly motivated. So pay attention to your opponent. It's an opening game. Everybody should be healthy, but Texas A&M should win that game. And then, Don, I guess we have to discuss Auburn and plays at Baylor on a Friday night. Auburn, right. Jackson Arnold, he's from Denton, Texas. So that's to play high school ball. So it's a big game for him. I'm sure he'll have many family members there in Waco, Texas. Baylor, good team. Dave Aranda, defensive-oriented coach. Hugh Freeze, offensive-oriented coach. Another Big 12 SEC game, pendulum swinging game of the Power 4 conferences. So Auburn's a slight favorite. That should tell you something. So Jackson Arnold can be successful. He has a good core of receivers. Get him the ball. Stay away from the turnovers. Play solid defense. Be good with your special teams, kicking game. Auburn, they need to win this game. It would be big for them to win on the road to start the season for Hugh Freeze. He's trying to get back to the winning ways. They've been down for a couple of years now.
Absolutely. Now, this is our fun time of the year. Okay, you and I are going to have a blast. It's going to be so much fun. So we're going to have to call it a day. Your top 5, real quick. Top 5.
Yeah, Penn State's my top 5 team. Number 1, let's say Texas, Georgia, Ohio State, and let's pick. I want Clemson in there. Clemson, I had pretty high, like 3 or 4, in Ohio State. So those 5 teams, but Penn State at number 1 at this point. Yeah.
Okie doke. All right. Thank you again, AP, for being with me. Hang around so I can get you set up for next week.
All right. Thank you, Don. Thank you so much
for watching. You're the reason we do all this. Continue sending email. AP loves them as much as you do. So Donna at donnasedge.com. That's Donna at donnasedge.com. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Thiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television talk show where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 1 p.m. It's like I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. It's always such a fun ride, and I appreciate it very, very much. You can find us on television. We are syndicated on Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on the newscasters.com. You can still find us on facebook.com/D Thiesel. We're on YouTube. And you can find us on X. If it's social media, we're on it. So again, thank you so much for watching. I've got my very good friend, Michelle Bland. And Michelle is from Charlotte, North Carolina. One of my old girlfriends over in Charlotte, North Carolina. How you doing?
All right. And you?
I'm doing pretty good. I've seen you blossom and doing so many wonderful, wonderful things. You are an author, and I'm not a bit surprised. I mean, you got to go on, girl. And a lot has happened since those candle making days.
Yes, it has. I still try to squeeze in a session or two while I make a few.
So there you go. But anyway, it's always been a great pleasure knowing you, Michelle, and I'm so glad you reached out and told me about these books you have written. Now, there's one that you've just written another one.
Yes.
So tell me about this one.
This one is for family members who have a loved one in a nursing home, an assisted living facility, or even if they're in rehab. And you can see it right there. It's called Who's Watching Mom and Dad? And I designed this so that people who have loved ones in these facilities can feel at ease. It tells you in the very front, there's a how to use this page. And you have 5 different sections, which one is the family observation journal. And what you do in that section is like different things that you see that you have concerns about. You want to document them in here and keep a record of it. So when you go to speak to whoever is in charge of the unit that you're on, that you have documented proof of everything that you've observed. There's another section called appointments and visits log. And basically what you're going to do with this section is just keep track of their appointments, what they're going to the doctor for, what the results are, and it just helps you to keep track of everything that's related to their appointments. The fall injury and skin tear log, they are supposed to call you and let you know anytime your loved one falls, gets a skin tear, anytime they are injured in any kind of way, the facility is supposed to alert you and let you know. So what I have done is developed a sheet so when they call you, you can document everything that they're telling you. And it helps you to keep track, to establish patterns. Like if they're getting up at a certain time, every time at the same time of the night, then like you can establish that maybe they're going to go to the bathroom. And once you lock down, that's the issue, you can have the aide to go in and assist her at that time so you can avoid these falls. The next section is your vital signs and the blood sugar. And depending on whether your loved one has high blood pressure or if they're diabetic, it helps you to keep track of those things. And the last section, and I put this in here because I have dealt with this so much, is called the clothing inventory section. And basically everything that you enter the facility with your loved ones, clothes, jackets, pantyhose, shoes, you're going to document it in that section. And when they lose it, as soon as you realize it, you're going to make staff aware. Because the quicker you make staff aware, the quicker they can get on trying to locate it. But it just helps you to keep track of everything. There's also another one called Who's Watching Mom and Dad, and it's called the Fall Edition. And it's strictly just for falls. Especially if your loved one experiences a lot of falls, then you definitely are keep up with that. And I also have a section in there where you can put pictures. Like if you go and they have like a bad injury or a bad skin tear, take a picture of it, put it in the journal, keep up with this stuff because it is very, very important.
Well, one thing too is, and this seems to run in Phil's family. Every time it happens, Phil goes, "Thanks, Grandma." And what would happen with her is you could barely touch her skin. I mean, I'm talking barely touch it, and it would bruise. Yeah. And so, because I know Phil's dad, he worried about, he thought she was being mistreated, and what it was is just it was her skin. And Phil's the same way. I guess people think I beat up on him all the time. But anyway, barely touch him. There's a bruise that gets on him. So he's looking at me now like, mm-hmm. Also, his skin is like his grandmother's. It tears easy. So some people just are susceptible to that. So how can a family know if that's just part of grandmother, just part of granddad, or if there's really something brutally going on?
Mostly as they start to age, the skin starts to, lose the elasticity in it because they don't drink as much. They're not as hydrated. And most elderly people, not all, their skin is very thin. So I wouldn't say right away if you're noticing that they're having skin tears, I wouldn't say right away that they're being abused because that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah.
I would say that if you are noticing a pattern continuously and all the time, then you would need to get with, I call them the coordinators or whoever the director is in charge of the unit, so you can discuss that with them. Because it could be something as simple as they just need to drink more fluids so they can be more hydrated. Or there could be another reason, but I don't assume abuse right away because the majority of the CNAs that are in this field, they're in it to do good. They're not in it to hurt anybody. And, you have things happen. Like I can remember an incident where I was helping a lady and transferring her to a chair, and I bumped her just a little bit when I was transferring her. I bumped her arm, and she got a little indention in the skin tear on the back part of her hand. And you have to be very, very careful because just simple things like a bump sometimes can, like you said, give them a bruise or give them a skin tear. But you don't assume right away that they're being abused. Like I said, I would keep documentation, which this is what Who's Watching Mom and Dad is good for. Keep the documentations, watch for patterns. If they're being abused, you're going to know because they'll start acting different. They'll be withdrawn. You'll get signs other than just the fact that they have a skin tear that will let you know something's going on.
Well, I think it would be a good idea to keep photos anyway. We're caretakers for my mother here. And so we keep photos, we keep things, just to show the doctor, because it could be, like you said, she needs to drink more water. It could be like a million things. And so we just do that for our own records.
Yeah, and it's good to have it. It really is. But, like I said, it can help you to establish different things. As, where if you're not keeping up with it, you may not be as aware of it. But if you are keeping it, you have it in one place, and you're reviewing it, you're more likely to catch a pattern of what's going on.
That's true. That's true. And I'm also thinking, even if you're a caretaker, I would think you would need one of these books.
Yeah, that
just
come in handy.
Whether they're in a nursing facility or not, just for you again to have your own records, and it would be a good thing to show you brother and sister who never come around and help. It would be good for them to flip through it.
Yeah,
say, oh, my brother and sister do not help whatsoever, and so it's just filling me, and so it would be nice to have that. So they could take a little glance and kind of spend one day in your life and see what it's like.
Yeah. But I wouldn't, if they're in a facility, I wouldn't recommend them having that because you have to be careful of HIPAA policies. So if you're having something like this and you're documenting things in there, you can kind of get yourself in trouble. If you have it in a home setting, that's different. Because if you're in the home and you're going in there and the family says, hey, I want you to keep track of this, then that's great. Because, the family's presented it to you and you're doing it in a home. But in a facility, it's a little bit different. You have to be very, very careful about giving information out on each residence. You do not want to be in violation of that HIPAA policy.
Yeah, because that could be a huge, huge deal right there.
Yes, it is. Big deal. You have to protect their privacy. So I wouldn't advise it unless you're leaving it there at work and it's locked down and your boss knows it. But, protecting their identity is key.
Well, and then I'm thinking also, because I have a sibling, I'll just put it to you that way, who's not very truthful about things. So, just and you're the caretaker, you're the one who takes care of your parents, and the sibling does nothing to help. There's got to be, because sometimes I feel like there are not enough laws for the caretakers. And so they're doing all the work, they're doing all the taking mom and dad to the doctor, they're doing every single thing. And then the kids who don't live around, who don't live close, can also always come up with, things you should have done different, and they don't know what it's like to walk in your shoes and all.
Sometimes I attribute that to guilt because, like you said, if you're doing everything and they're not, that's guilt.
Mm-hmm.
That's guilt because they're letting you, take the fall for everything.
Mm-hmm.
We see that a lot with family members that come in and they'll be like nitpicky about every little thing. Mm-hmm. And, we've learned not to take it personal because we know if we're doing our job and if they're nitpicking about stuff, we know what it is. It's guilt. Yeah. That's all it is. And so, sometimes, you try to pacify the family so that they don't feel bad. Because, it's hard to put your loved one in someone else's care. Basically, a total stranger. That's hard. So we understand. You learn not to take that stuff personal. That, when they put them there, when they come in and they're being nitpicky, it all boils down to they just want them to have the best. Mm-hmm. So you just learn not to take it personal. You just try to do the best you can.
Mm-hmm. But then a lot of kids need to go visit their parents more often too. I'm talking about the ones who come at Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's about it. Mother's Day.
Yeah. I would love to see that more because, like, I work on a memory care unit, and even though people think because you're on the memory care unit that they don't remember, there are certain times that they have moments of clarity, and they do. They remember a little bit, and it may just be for a brief moment. But in that brief moment that they're remembering, sometimes you can see the sadness when their loved ones aren't there. Mm-hmm. So, you wish that their loved ones would come around more. And I get it because, like I say, sometimes you understand it took a lot for them to put their loved ones there. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we have those who come often. They're very active in their care, and that's great. But the ones who don't come, like I said, I get it. It's hard. There's guilt. You feel like I shouldn't have put mom and dad here. I should have been able to handle it. But it's not easy. Mm-hmm. It's really not easy. And so I can understand the ones that don't come, even though we wish they would come more. But the fact that they do come on Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you see their loved ones light up, I mean, it's such a joy for them when they, when they see the loved ones do get to come. But
at least they're coming for those holidays. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, at least they're there for those important times. Because, Christmas and Thanksgiving, those are big holidays for families. So even if they don't come but those 2 days out the year, you wish for more, but you learn to take what you can get and make sure they enjoy that time when they're there.
Yeah, absolutely. Michelle, I can't believe half the show's over. We're going to have to go into a commercial break.
Okay.
I was happy. We'll be back in just a minute. I promise. More with Michelle. We'll be right back. Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to limonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Limon's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Limon's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Because of your overwhelming support, our 1488 MyPillow has been one of the biggest sales in MyPillow history. I couldn't think of a better way to say thank you than to extend our wholesale pricing through Christmas. Get a classic standard MyPillow for only $14.88. Upgrade to a queen size, just $18.88. King size, only $1 more. Get my body pillows for only $29.88. And ready? Multi-use MyPillows, only $9.88. It's perfect time to stock up for Christmas gifts for everyone on your list. Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our wholesale pricing. Including my classic standard MyPillow is only $14.88. But that's not all. I'm so confident you're going to love our classic MyPillows that I'm going to extend my 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st, 2025. Plus, orders over $75 ship absolutely free.
The only place I buy my beef is Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama. Their cattle is born and raised on their ranch, grass and grain fed, and you can feel confident when you serve your family and friends because their beef is all natural and no antibiotics or hormones are added. You can buy whole beef or perhaps go in with family or friends and buy half. Their customer service is number one as they take care of the delivery to their local processor and can deliver to your home for a small added fee. They also offer herd replacement heifers. I always call Lone Tree Ranch in Collinsville, Alabama for my beef specialty recipes and cookouts, and you can too. Food shortages are increasing, so buy local by calling 256-523-6462. That's 256-523-6462. Okay, we are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of Donna's Edge television talk show where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching Monday through Friday, beginning at 1 p.m. So I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. It's always such a fun ride. You know, the show is for you. So when you send an email and you have suggestions, that's why the show is successful, because it is about you and it's for you. So continue sending emails. Donna@donnasedge.com. That's Donna@donnasedge.com. I definitely appreciate it. I got my friend Michelle Bland with me. We've known each other for over a decade. It's been almost 2 decades.
It's been a while.
Girl. So,
a long time.
I'm glad. At least we're closer together now. We're 2 hours now apart from each other. A little bit over. Well, depending on who drives. If I drive, it's a lot quicker to get there. Oh no! All the policemen are watching now. So I don't drive fast, at least not too bad. Anyway, but the interstate helps, so that's a little bit closer for us. But Michelle is an author, and now you also go and speak to people if they invite you. Is that correct?
Yeah, like you, for instance. And I really appreciate the
I'm trying to talk her into doing it. Can you tell? Michelle's looking like, I don't know about this now.
Yeah, but it's good to get the exposure because when you're a new author, it's really, really hard to get a leg hold in this. Because on Amazon, and that's where all my books are on Amazon, it's a sea of books. Everybody, is putting out a book on something. So unless you have the money to advertise, then your book can get lost in that sea rather quickly.
There is.
Uh,
But yeah, we got an elder. I mean, the baby boomers now are in nursing homes.
yeah,
And I've already told my son and daughter-in-law, when the time comes, put me in it because I just don't want to be a burden to them. I don't want to,
yeah.
I don't want to be, I want to be the mother they've always been used to, you know what I mean? So I would rather, I mean, I begged them. I said, and my son, they go, no, we'll never do that. And I'll say, I'm demanding you do it. I mean, I'm telling you, I would just much rather. And plus, I mean, they're not medical staff. They wouldn't know what to do anyway if something were to happen. So I think I'd be in a good spot. So I want to talk about nursing homes in general. They've got a bad rap. I mean,
They do.
do.
They really
I
do.
I've been and visited people at some really good ones, and I didn't see anything bad going on. But now a lot of it, I think, is the family who, again, the guilt thing, because I'm leaving them there. They need to be treated like a first-rate princess. But now it takes the family help too.
Yeah, because a lot of times they think that we have some type of special training when it comes to different situations. And like for me, like if I encounter a resident that's combative, I like to walk away and give them time. Because if they're being combative and you push them, you just make the situation worse. So we've always been taught to step back, give them space, and maybe 5 or 10 minutes, you reapproach them. But you're never, when you see that they're in a combative state, when you're trying to get them to do something and they don't want to do it, you don't ever try to make them. You want to step back, give them room, reapproach them later, like 5 or 10 minutes later. Because on the memory care unit, a lot of times they tend to forget. You come back and you can reapproach them, and they tend even to forget that they were fighting with you about the same thing earlier. So it's better that when they are like that to just back up, give them room, give them time, to calm down. And then when they calm down, you reapproach them and you try again. But you are correct about they get a bad rep. And I'm going to be honest. Some of the nursing homes that have bad reps probably have it because they earned it. And then some of them, like I said, get a bad rep. And it's not always about the fact that, how should I say this? That you're not giving good care, but it's staffing. Sometimes staffing issues, will cause problems. Because if you're supposed to have 8 residents and you end up with 15, you can only do what you can do. You can only do what you can do. And I try to make sure that I give my residents the best care that I can give, because I look at it as this could be me one day. It could be somebody that I love. So I try to always make sure that I give them the best care that I can give them.
On the show, I've had folks from tech schools on.
Huh?
And I love people from technical schools to come on the show. And so they'll talk about nursing classes that they have and that kind of thing. So I've had several suggestions, several different times. If you got your kids going to technical school and they're taking nursing classes, and then they go on to college to get a degree and that kind of thing. But working at a nursing home, wouldn't that be a great experience for somebody who's just thinking about doing it?
I'm losing a little bit of sound with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you really good.
Okay, I hear you kind of like fading in and out. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So if you can hear me, okay, someone who's thinking about coming into nursing, did you hear that part? Oh, it sounds like
Yeah, somebody who's thinking about coming into nursing.
thinking about going into nursing, working at a nursing home, wouldn't that be a great thing to put on your resume?
Actually, you're right. It would be, because in a nursing home, you get to utilize a lot of your skills. I mean, like if you're a nurse, you're going to be cathing people. You're probably going to be doing wound care. But I'll be honest with you, in a hospital, you're probably going to use those skills to a greater level. because every day you're seeing it. They're coming through the door. You don't know what you're going to get. So you're going to utilize them in a nursing home, but not as much as if you're in a hospital. Because in a hospital, like I said, you never know what's going to come through that door. And I've only briefly worked at a hospital. I worked there through an agency one time. It was much. It was a bit much. The other girl that's supposed to work with me called out, so I had to pick up a bunch of extra people. And it was the first time I'd worked there, so I didn't know how their procedures were. But, you just kind of fall into it. Because at the end of the day, if nothing else, you got to take care of them. Regardless of how your procedures are, you got to keep them clean, you got to keep them dry, and whatever other requests they make of you, you got to fulfill it.
The one thing I think about with you, Michelle, is your pleasing personality and how easy you are to get along with. And I can see where you could calm somebody down just by your presence. I can see that. The demeanor of someone means a lot. I would think when the family meets you, the family's like, okay, Michelle's got this.
They don't get to see me a lot.
We need a lot of Michelles.
Unfortunately, they don't get to see me a lot because I work night shift. I go in occasionally on second shift when they're short staffed to help out. And occasionally I'll meet a family member, and they'll go like, I've never seen you before. And I'm like, I work night shift. That's why. But I like night shift because it's so calm. Now, it's not like that all the time because every once in a while you have people who want to get up. I remember one year that I worked there because I've been on my job over 20 some years. And I remember one time I used to bring my laptop because we had a bunch of people who would get up and we called them the night crew. And I used to, whatever music that they would request, I would put it on. And my computer had this like graphic thing where it would play the music and the little things would gyrate to the beat of the music. And they would sit there for hours just watching that. Like they were fascinated watching the little squiggly things. Yeah. And so that's why I kind of like night shift. It's calmer, and you can actually spend time with them. You can sit and talk with them when they get up. You can laugh with them. It's not like the other shifts where, it's just go, 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 bang, bang, bang. You got so much you have to do with them. So night shift, if they get up, then I actually have time to spend with them. I can talk.
That's more quality.
Right.
Absolutely. Michelle, can you believe this? It's the end of the show.
Oh, wow, really?
Tell people about the Q code up there.
Oh, yes. The Q code is like if you have your phone and you decide that you want to order my book, just get your phone out, scan the Q code, and it will take you directly to the book on Amazon. You don't have to worry about clicking or doing anything, just scanning.
There you go.
And I'm hoping that, that people will find that this is a useful tool for them. I try to create things that people can use to help them.
And you're doing it. Michelle, thank you for everything you do.
Thank you for having me here. I appreciate it.
You're an angel. We're going to have to call it a day, but you hang around so I can get you on for next month, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much for watching Donna's Edge. I hope this is helpful. I suggest that even if you're a caretaker that you're going ahead and get this book. I think it will be very, very helpful. Sometimes just writing it down makes all the difference in the world. Again, Michelle, thank you. And thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Donna's Designs offers a line of handmade memorial, wedding, and keepsake jewelry that launched back in 1970. I'm a self-trained jewelry designer, and I will work closely with you to create unique designs you can love and treasure for years to come. Whether that be flowers that were used in a funeral arrangement or stones you found on the beach at a memorable trip, call me at 256-659-4319, and let's think of the possibilities.